rid of.
He can get rid of it.
That's funny, Mom.
That's funny.
Get out of here, she's coming back.
Go.
Well, that was strange. There was nobody on the phone for me.
Peculiar. So, Sally, used to have a yo-yo.
A yo-yo?
Yep, a yo-yo. It was impossible to get rid of.
Earl, that was a joke. I'm impressed.
Yeah. So, Sally, gotta be honest with you for a minute. My biggest fear is not transportation.
It's not?
No, it's not. My biggest fear is having a case of the could-haves.
I'm not sure I'm following, Earl.
You know, a case of the could-haves, like, I could have been a better man, or I could have traveled more. Sally, what I'm trying to say is that if I don't ask you to be my wife tonight, I'm gonna live with a coulda for the rest of my life. And I just can't live that way. So, Sally, would you consider being my wife?
Of course I'll be your wife, Earl. But can you just promise me one small thing?
Yeah, what's that?
Can you promise me not to wear your hat in public?
Thought you liked it.
Well, just not at the movies or the park or nice restaurants. Actually, just to make it easier on you, don't leave the military base with that hat on, please.
Well, we can talk about it.
Earl?
Okay, it's a deal. Future Miss Drill Sergeant. Hey, boy, she said yeah!
Yeah! For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow.
Come on, Muffin Fritter.
When somebody does deserve.
Right now, Shot Dunyan, car salesman extraordinaire, is on the market, baby. This 27-year-old stylish model comes fully loaded with a great sense of humor and charm like a muskrat. People say, Shot, how you keep everything so cool? I say it's not about being cool. It's about being awesome. Now don't get me wrong, I've got flaws just like everybody else. I sing in the shower. I'm too devoted to my friends and my heart is torn apart at the thought of an injured animal. Run along, Sparky. Poor Sparky. Now I'm just coming off a devastating breakup. Her name was Noreen. We were meant for each other. On our third date, we went to a bumpin' fondue restaurant, Valentine's Day. I had a skip in my step and a ring in my pocket. Now, everything was great until I found out that fondue was just a fancy word for paying somebody else so you can cook your own food. You believe that? After about 3 hours of heated negotiation, the officer kindly escorted us off the premises. Noreen hasn't returned any of my phone calls from that night, but it's possible she's just been really busy these last 7 years. Never been able to find anyone quite like Noreen. But if I do find that special someone, I'm staying away from those themed restaurants. They're bad luck. Not that I'm superstitious, but just a little stitious. Shot Dunyan, out.
Growing up, I was certain of my future. I knew for a fact that one day I was going to be part of the few, the proud, the brave, the astronauts. I was going to be the first man to walk on Mars. So I took the next logical step and bought a book about Mars. It was called Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. Needless to say, it was nothing like I expected. But it changed my life forever, and it sent me into the amazing world of psychology. And now I have my own practice. There's nothing I love more than being able to sit down with just about any family and without knowing anything about them, give them hours upon hours of life-altering and amazing advice. And the relief on their faces, well, that's the only reward I ask for. Well, that and the $170 an hour. You see, it's all about giving back.
Do you want to know anything about my childhood or anything?
We've only got about 5 minutes left, so maybe if you could speed it up.
Okay. Well, young age when I lived in Kentucky.
Star and I have been married for 2 wonderful decades now, but it feels like 50% of that time because we share so many similarities.
Nano and I both share an enjoyment for history and rare antiquities. For our 20-year anniversary, Nano was able to locate a very rare, mint condition Ipid touch. It was just as my mother had described it.
Ipid touch? Isn't it mind-boggling to think of people having to use their hands to listen to music?
How unnecessary.
Oh no, how unsanitary.
Music on.
Music off.
What a fascinating time it must have been. DVDs, laptops, microwaves, the intranet, and they walked around talking on those blue teeth. How funny it must have felt to have blue teeth all day.
Grandmother used to tell us terrible stories about having to drive to school uphill both ways in the snow in their 4-wheel drive SUVs with heated seats. What? Seats?
Well, please excuse us now. We must go if we're going to teleport to the annual Iron Bowl game today.
30 straight wins over Alabama, a record that will never be broken. Coach Tuberville III has really outdone himself. War Eagle.
The Cajun Dinner Theatre is rapidly descending upon us, and we have yet to cast the lead role of Isabella. On one hand, we have the younger and talented Miss Christine. And on the other hand, we have the established and slightly less talented Signora Carlotta. What shall we do? I've said it once and I'll say it again. The part of Isabella must go to Miss Christine.
Christine, she would be amazing as Isabella. Simply amazing!
I've made up my mind and I cannot be swayed. The lead role of Isabella must go to Miss Christine.
Oh. Well, then, it is you.
Nan!
Nah.
Unanimous!
So let it be written, so let it be done. Miss Christine, it is.
Oh, me.
No, you, Torgo.
I don't know if it's important or not, but the other day I overheard Senora Carlotta telling someone that she would star in the dinner theater completely for free.
Free?
Yes, for free.
Free?
Well then, Signora Carlotta, it is.
Her experience would be vital to the show.
She's like an angel with the voice of an angel!
Yes.
Now all that's left to do is to congratulate Signora Carlotta and to break the news to Miss Christine. Torgo, call them in, please.
I am at your service, Your Wonderfulness.
Yes, you are.
Yes. Carlotta, Christine, the bosses want to see you.
Torgo, you cotton-headed ninny-muggins! I could have done that.
Ladies, please come in. There's something that we need to talk to you about.
Yeah.
As you know, we've been considering the both of you for the part of Isabella. And after much thought and reflection,
We have decided.
That the part of Isabella!
must be played by none other than...
What on earth was that?
Oh my goodness! Carlotta's been murdered!
Did you say murdered?
Yes, I said murdered!
Does that mean I get the part? I mean, oh no!
Carlotta, my Carlotta. Night and day I've held only the thought of you in my simple mind. Dreamt only of whispering sweet nothings into your ears. Kept every picture, every tissue, bottled every tear. How I wish I would have spoken of my love for you. Come back to me, Carlotta. Come back to me, I beg you. Oh my goodness.
Torgo, your creepy weirdo love has brought her back from the other side.
Amazing!
Thank you very much.
Bravo, Torgo!
Thank you very much. Carlotta, can I help you up?
I don't remember a thing.
That is unfortunate.
You must have fainted, dear. No, I believe I fainted.
Did she faint?
I believe she passed out.
No, I believe she fainted.
No, I believe I passed out.
Oh, you scallywags, there's no difference.
I'm hypoglycemic. I need something to nibble on. Does anyone have a cheese wheel?
Yes. A cheese wheel, your hypoglycemicness, just as you requested.
Oh, Pew, what is the meaning of all of this?
Precisely what I would like to know. Wait a minute. Where's my pin?
Your favorite pen is missing.
My pin is missing.
Where is his pen?
His pin is missing.
There is only one explanation for all of this.
Yes, there is. Large pin eating rodents.
No!
Aliens.
No!
The Phantom of the Dinner Theater.
Precisely!
Once and for all, there's no Phantom of the Dinner Theater.
Then how do you explain this note that says, from the Phantom?
You see that? Give that here. What does it say? The lead role of Isabella must go to Miss to save the dinner theater. Heed this warning.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I fear that we're in great danger of having to cancel the show.
Oh, but fear not, for danger is my middle name.
But your awesomeness. You told me the other day that Smooth was your middle name. I am confused.
There's no need to be confused. It's hyphenated. The name is Senor Andre Danger Smooth Federline Rodriguez III.
Ooh, you are blessed to have so many middle names, your wonderfulness.
Thank you.
What is to be done? If the note says that I must take the lead, then mustn't I take the lead?
What about me?
I vote Carlotta. Carlotta, she's our gal. If she can't do it, no one shall.
We know, Torgo. Well, it seems that we have but only one choice.
Spelling bee!
Close. A sing-off!
A sing-off!
Oh, goody, I love sing-offs! Being in the music business as long as I have, you learn certain things. For instance, I've learned how to let someone down easy. Say you have a terrible singing audition. I find it best to sandwich the criticism in between praise. So instead of saying, "You are a terrible singer," I might say, "Thank you. Obviously you're a wonderful person, and you are truly a terrible singer. But be reminded of this. You do have your health." Do you see the effect? Now you see, the last thing someone hears is what they're going to remember. So instead of leaving here, thinking that they are a terrible singer, they'll be reminded of their health, and be encouraged and optimistic about the future. Am I a genius? I don't want to toot my own horn, but if you were to say I was a genius, I might have to agree with you and say, indeed, I am a genius.
My family and I was a part of the arts. We were actually very well known in the theatre world, you see. But not by the audiences so much by the actors and the stage hands. You know, we were behind the scenes cleaning up people's messes and refilling their teas and moving props on and off the stage. It was a delight, and I learned the drive and the need to become successful, and then one day I won the lottery. And now I own the theatre. I'm on top of the world with my top hat. Yes. I hope you enjoy the show.
I came from a big family, and growing up, I was always sort of the cool one. Helga, she was the artsy one. Jose, he was the handsome one. Lars was the outlaw. But me, I was Joe Cool. It's been that way since I can remember, even as a baby. You see, I used to be one of those baby models. Photo shoots, commercials, the whole package. But for me, it was just a phase. I didn't really want to make a career out of being a baby model. So I decided to grow up, and here I am today being the best Torgo I can possibly be. So I hope you enjoy me.
Two contestants, one dream. Who will stay and who will go? You vote, we decide. This is Cajun Dinner Idol.
Hi, I am Torgo, your host for tonight's Cajun Dinner Theater Idol. You vote and we decide. Tonight we're down to our two final contestants, Carlotta and Christine. The pressure is on, and our first contestant is the wonderfully talented, amazing, beautiful Carlotta. She knows what it's like to face the pressure. Take a look.
Growing up was very difficult. I was an only child in a very wealthy family, and there were so many rooms in our house that it was very easy to get lost. And there were times where I wouldn't know where I was. And what would I do? I'd sing, and I'd sing, and I'd sing, and I'd sing until they eventually found me and asked me to stop. Let's see, musical inspirations, I would have to say Beethoven, mostly his early stuff, and Dutch Nightingale, the purple version. And let me just say that winning would be an absolute dream come true.
Thank you very much. You are truly amazing, and we're sure that Christine doesn't have a chance. But before we go to the judges, how do you think you did?
Well, overall, I think I was pretty remarkable.
Yes. Miss O'Kellen, what did you think?
Honestly, the first word that comes to mind is boo or ring. You had some pitch problems at times, and even when you didn't, it was atrocious. I don't know how you've made it this far, really I don't. I would put Sanjaya through before I put you through.
Dude. Madam Paula, do you agree with Mr. O'Kellen?
Absolutely not, Carlotta. You are so beautiful, and you just shine when you're up there on stage. You're like the this little firefly that just flies around the stage, and we don't know where you're going to go, but we love the journey that you take us on, and your hair is simply stunning.
Senor Andre, what did you think?
Yo, 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 dog. I don't know what Monsieur Kellen was talking about, yo. Carlotta, you were hot, girl. You were on fire. Watch out, Dinner Theater. We've got us a contest here tonight, yo. Roof, roof, woof.
Yes, woof.
You go, girl.
Yes. Yes. Woof, woof. Thank you very much.
Woof.
Thank you, Carlotta. Now, our next contestant has a very different story. Let's hear about Christine's journey.
There were no pianos or instruments in the orphanage growing up, but I always had a song in my heart. My father's a musician, and I guess you could say I got my big break when I started working at the Dinner Theater. That was a real turning point. My inspiration? Sort of complicated. You could say it's an angel that's always singing into my head, guiding me. An angel of music type thing, you know. Like I said, it's sort of complicated.
Flowers fade, the fruits of summer fade.